Hello, and welcome to my video about Classical Conversations, the Challenge program. This is video 3 about the Challenge B program. What is Challenge B? Well, Challenge B is for 8th grade students. If you have a student in 9th or 10th grade who has not participated in a classical education before, they may also choose to join Challenge B. Your student does have to be 13 years old by September 30th to participate in Challenge B. Our theme in Challenge A was that personal investment builds ownership. Our theme in Challenge B is that ownership builds discipline. We want our students to own their education and to be self-disciplined in their studies. This theme is woven throughout all 6 strands of the Challenge B program. The Challenge B program is part of the dialectic stage of learning. We do not leave behind the grammar stage, but continue to learn new grammar and to understand it at a different level than before. Part of the dialectic part of learning is using the 5 common topics of invention. Invention is the first canon of rhetoric. The 5 common topics of invention that help us to dig deeper into the information we are studying is comparison, definition, circumstance, relationship, and testimony. The Challenge B program meets for 30 weeks. We meet 1 day a week, and we meet at the end of the school week. If you had classical conversations on Friday, you would do your schoolwork on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and come to class on Friday ready to discuss the information. You would spend 4 to 6 hours a day at home working on your coursework. On Friday, we would meet and spend 6 hours discussing the information and allowing students to present about what they have learned for the week. The Challenge B program is led by one tutor who is a homeschooling parent who is the lead learner. There are up to 12 students in the Challenge B program. There are 6 strands of learning that we focus on: exposition, grammar, debate, research, reasoning, and logic. All 6 strands we look to seek to find God at the center of all of our learning. What does God have to say about the grammar that we are learning today? We also seek to integrate our subjects. What are we learning in debate, and how does that apply to what we're learning in logic? This is why there is one tutor who leads all 6 strands of learning. This is a complete curriculum. Everything is included. In Exposition and Challenge B, we read 5 Newbery literature novels and write 5 persuasive essays. Then we study short stories. Students write their own short story, and we put that together in a class anthology. For grammar, we continue to learn Latin and continue to build on our English grammar skills that we learn through studying Latin. For debate, we study the American experience. We study the history of the United States by reading about important figures from American history, and we begin to learn some debate tactics. For mock trial, we spend 15 weeks studying what is a courtroom, what is the specific trial that we have been chosen, and how are we going to perform this trial. Students go through all 3 levels of the trivium. They learn the grammar stage, what is a courtroom, and end up in the rhetoric stage by performing their trial in front of a real jury and a real judge in a real courtroom. The mock trial experience is really one of the highlights of the classical education with classical conversations. For the research strand, we study the history of astronomy. We also study origins, and then we have a short introduction to chemistry. For reasoning, we study formal and informal logic. If P, then Q, not Q, therefore not P. And for logic, we study pre-algebra. Your student could be behind pre-algebra or ahead of pre-algebra. You can choose the math curriculum that works best for your student, but in class we will be discussing pre-algebra concepts. The partnership between the parent, the student, and the tutor. The parent is always the teacher of the student. The parent decides what the student will work on for that week at home. The parent also gives the grades. The student does their schoolwork for the week to come to class and be prepared to present what they need to. The tutor encourages the student and leads the classroom discussion. The goal of Challenge B is that students have the skills to move on to Challenge 1. They also are building skills that they will need to go out into the world to do what God has called them to do. Future videos will be about homeschooling through high school and transcripts. Challenge 1, Challenge 2, Challenge 3, and Challenge 4. Thank you.